I was always overlooked while my sister was the favorite. But when her life fell apart and she had no one else to turn to, Melanie was 3 years older. From day one, it was like the universe lined everything up just for her. Straight A's, student council, prom queen, the full package. And every step of the way, my parents bragged about her like she was royalty. Me, I struggled. I wasn't dumb, but I had ADHD and it showed. I wasn't the geezy kid. I'd get distracted, forget things, turn in assignments late. And when I tried to explain that I wasn't lazy, that I just functioned differently, I was told to stop making excuses. Why can't you be more like Melanie? That phrase became my entire childhood soundtrack. Melanie never rubbed it in. Not directly, but she didn't have to. She basked in the glow while I stood in the shadow. Christmas, she got new gadgets and name-brand clothes. I got socks, report cards. If hers were straight A's and mine had a couple of B's, I got the lecture. She got cake. Even when we were both adults, it didn't stop. She became a lawyer. I dropped out of college and got a job in IT support. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't flashy. My parents talked about me like I was a disappointment they had to tolerate. At family dinners, conversations always drifted back to Melanie's latest achievements. Her condo, her firm, her fiancé, blah blah blah. I showed up out of politeness, but I stopped trying. Then, everything started falling apart. For her. It started with her fiancé. She caught him cheating with a paralegal. The wedding was called off. She was humiliated. Then her firm downsized. She was let go, last in, first out. Suddenly, that perfect career she'd built was crumbling. For the first time, the golden child had real problems. And it shook my parents. They didn't know how to handle her struggling. I guess when you raise someone to believe they're perfect, watching them fall apart is terrifying. So guess who they called? Yup, me. Can she stay with you for a bit? My mom asked over the phone. Just until she gets back on her feet. I laughed. She's got a condo. She sold it, my mom said quickly, to pay off some debts. How much debt? A pause. Just, please. She needs help. You have an extra room, right? It was true. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I worked hard for it, and yeah, it wasn't a penthouse, but it was mine. Part of me wanted to say no, to finally return the decades of cold shoulders and favoritism with the same energy. But I couldn't, because as much as I resented her, I wasn't heartless. Fine, I said. 2 weeks. That's it. Melanie moved in like a hurricane. She brought 6 bags and no food. She cried the first night and spent the next week in sweatpants watching Netflix. I didn't mind, at first. But by the second week, she still hadn't left the apartment. She wasn't applying to jobs, wasn't cleaning up after herself. I'd come home from work and find dirty dishes in the sink, snack wrappers on the couch, and her on the phone complaining to friends about how hard her life had become. I bit my tongue for a while. One night, I finally asked, "Hey, when do you think you'll start looking for something?" She blinked. I'm still processing everything. It's been 2 weeks. God, you sound just like Mom. That hit me hard, because if there's one person I've never sounded like, it's her. I said nothing, went to my room, and seriously considered kicking her out. But then something strange happened. She broke down, full on sobbing, like a dam finally burst. "I don't know who I am without all that stuff," she whispered. "The job, the fiancé, the lifestyle. That was everything I built myself on. And now, I don't know how to exist." That's when it hit me. Melanie wasn't just spoiled. She was fragile. Her entire identity had been wrapped in perfection. Once it cracked, she had no foundation underneath. Me, I'd been hardened, sharpened. I knew what failure felt like, what rejection felt like. I'd lived there. She hadn't. She'd been praised her whole life, put on a pedestal so high that even she didn't know how to climb down. And I felt weirdly bad for her. So I helped her. I showed her how to redo her resume, how to tailor it to different jobs, how to use LinkedIn properly. I taught her basic budgeting. I even got her into some freelance gigs I'd done on the side. It was awkward at first. She didn't want help from me, but slowly, she started accepting it. And eventually, she thanked me. "I used to think I was better than you," she said one morning, sipping coffee I'd made. "I mean, Mom and Dad sure made it seem that way." I didn't respond. "But you've built a whole life without anyone spoon-feeding you. You work hard, live on your own, and you still helped me when I didn't deserve it." Still, I didn't say anything. "You're stronger than I ever gave you credit for." That was the first time she saw me, really saw me. And honestly, it helped me see her, too. Not as the golden child, but as someone who was finally learning how to be real. She stayed for another month, but by the end of it, she had a job lined up and a roommate situation figured out. Before leaving, she handed me an envelope. It was a check, more than her share of the rent. "I'll never make up for the past," she said, "but I can start with this." When my parents came by weeks later to visit, they commented on how much Melanie had recovered. "She's back to her old self," my mom said proudly. "Just needed some time." I looked her in the eye and replied, "No, she's finally not her old self. And that's a good thing." They didn't understand what I meant, but that's fine. They still see her as the golden child. Me, I stopped trying to be anything in their eyes. Because for once, I saw my own worth. And I didn't need their validation to prove it.